Chants of "Let's go Red Sox," followed by chants of "Let's go Tigers" here at Fenway. Pitch lifted in the air, third base side, giving chase at Banez. That one will end up in the seats. And it's 1-2.
97-mile-an-hour fastball on that inner edge from Will Vest, tied up Nathaniel Lowe. Big man, long arms, likes to get him extended.
Will Vest is a bottle of energy out there on the mound, and he just needs to harness it to get 2 more outs. He's ahead of Lowe, 1-2. Vest deals, down and in, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's that slider. Good choice right there after going in with that fastball.
Vest takes a deep breath, working center of the rubber. Dingler sets up away. He deals. Swing and a miss. Got him. 2 down. And the Tigers are an out away. Everybody in that Tiger dugout hanging over the top rail.
Will Vest went with the changeup right there. Doesn't throw it very often. Only 7% of the time does Will Vest throw the changeup. When he does, it's usually against left-handed hitters, and that was a good one right there. Good sinking, fading action to Nathaniel Lowe. Swings over the top.
2 out, 9th inning. Vest against Carlos Narvaez. First pitch down and away, ball 1. It has been a tough road in the month of September for the Detroit Tigers. And they are an out away from a return trip. The 1-0 is taken, a called strike. Fastball outside rail at 97 evens the count.
Yeah, good heater right there again. Ball's coming out hot tonight from Will Vest.
1 ball, 1 strike. Vest. Narvaez today 1 for 3. Vest deals. Swinging a ground ball. Third base. Ibanez charges. Gloves to first. Ball game. And the Detroit Tigers are headed back to the postseason for the 2nd consecutive year. The Tigers, they spill out of the dugout. The dog pile behind the mound. Oh, and partner, it's been tough sledding over the past couple of weeks. But the Tigers come into Fenway Park, and they get it done tonight, and they are headed back to the dance.
Definitely not how you drew it up, but who cares how you draw it up? Where do you end up when you want to get there? They got there, partner. That's a heck of a job by these guys. They're a resilient bunch. They went through it. They had 2 distinct stretches. This second half, when it was ugly, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, you get an opportunity to play postseason baseball by hook or by crook. Get there however you can. They're in. They are in.
They are in, and then anything can happen from here. What a game tonight. They got just 2 runs in the 5th inning. It came on a bases-loaded 2-run single from Jahmai Jones, and that was all they needed. And the pitching staff did the job today. Cater Montero, Brant Herter, Rafael Montero, Tyler Holton, and Will Vest combined to hold the Red Sox to a run, and the Tigers are headed back to the postseason. We don't know where we'll be playing next. It doesn't matter. Tigers are in. And we are going to step aside, and Bobby and I are going to send it back to our great engineer, Jenny, back in the studio. I don't know who else is back in the studio with Jenny, but they're going to carry the load while you and I head on down to the Victorious Tiger Clubhouse, and we'll have post-game coverage coming up next from Fenway Park.
Let's go. That sounds like a plan, partner.
Do it. Tigers win it 2-1. Stick around. Post-game comments.
The 1-0 pitch is hit foul. And Lindor.
Ball to strike.
1-1, because if they don't have to use him today or now tonight, 6:40 Eastern time, if they don't have to use him tonight, and you've got a skinny lead going into the late innings tomorrow, you can bring him in to start the 8th inning. Say, here you go, kid, give me 6 outs. Get us on the plane to L.A. Juan Soto having a quick conversation with home plate ump Edwin Moscoso. 1-1 the count. 1 out, runners at the corners, infield up, 4-0 Mets. We're in the 9th. Soriano deals, down and in. Soto's got to skip out of the way of that slider. And it's 2-1.
Remember last time he was up, ball 4, when ringing up by his face to the backstop, and he got knocked down to the ground. So he's been dancing his way across home plate these past few innings.
And again, the Mets are seeing a pitcher in Soriano that they've done a lot of damage against in the past. Soto's been doing damage against just about everyone the last couple of months. 2-1 pitch. He takes a called strike, a changeup. So 2-2 to Soto, with Pete Alonso, who's had the big offensive game, waiting on deck. Taylor's at third, Lindor at first, both with great speed. 2-2 to Soto. A little bit low, full count. Let's see if they run Lindor here on 3-2. Antoine Richardson, the first base coach, leans in to have a word with him. The right-hander Soriano with his back to Lindor. Looking at Taylor at third. Lindor stretches the lead out. 3-2 to Soto. Lindor's running the pitch down and in, goes to the backstop. It's ball 4, and here comes Taylor down the line to score without a throw. A walk, a wild pitch, and it's 5-0 New York.
That was a give up, too, by Soriano, the pitcher, who was frustrated. He just threw ball 4 so wildly. He didn't even break toward home plate for a potential play there. And Taylor's speed, Soriano has not been a good match for the Mets. Or at least that's the way the Marlins see it. He's been a great match for the Mets, the way the Mets see it. Oh, Soto, that's 126 walks now, which is single-season record for the Mets. He just surpassed John Allroot's 125 from 1999. So Soto officially the best eye in a single season the Mets have ever had.
And that was also the year that John Allroot hit .354, which broke Cleon Jones's franchise record, which he set in 1969 for the highest batting average in one season. Allroot still holds that record. And with a powwow on the mound, chaired by pitching coach Daniel Moscos. Once again, Edwin Moscoso, the home plate umpire, goes out to the mound to break it up. So Diaz is still standing in the Mets bullpen. Helsley is up. Yeah, this counts as an up for Diaz, yada, yada, yada. But they just as soon not have to get him into this game now that it's 5-0. And still only 1 out with runners at first and second here in the 9th inning. So here's Alonso. I mean, that could come in huge handy tomorrow. First pitch, swung on and missed a slider, 0-1. Especially because Diaz, most recently, I say most recently, really it's pretty much all year, save for a hiccup here or there. The 0-1, in for a called strike, 0-2. He's not been quite what he was in 2022 because probably no Met reliever ever will again. This season was that good, but he has been great all year. 0-2, runners bouncing around. The pitch, fastball in there, strike 3 called. Both Lindor at second and Soto from first were making little moves as though they might try to steal or pull off a double steal. But Alonso looked at strike 3, and the catcher, Leon Hicks, came up ready to throw, but both runners back to their bags. And so with 2 out, it'll bring up Brandon Nimmo, who's 1 for 4, singled, stole a base, and then struck out the next 3 times. Diaz is still up. He'll certainly stay ready. First pitch to Nimmo. Little bit low, 1 ball and no strikes. If Helsley starts the 9th inning, then Diaz will certainly be ready and more than just on call, especially because he's gotten hot. 1-0. Now the pitch. In for a called strike, the slider. And it's 1-1. And for the Mets to be able to shorten their bullpen for tomorrow would be a huge thing. Norby deep at third. 1-1 pitch. Nimmo takes outside. Ball 2. And again, the Mets have not named their starter for tomorrow. But with a great outing by Holmes today, single innings by Raley and Rogers, you got Minaya, you've got Peterson. 2-1 the count. The pitch. Down and in. Ball 3. Just as today was all hands on deck, with tomorrow's game having significance regardless of what happens later in Milwaukee, the Mets will exhaust every option and avenue tomorrow. 3-1 to Nimmo. Now the pitch. Down and in. Ball 4. Boy, Soriano absolutely struggling here through what has been only 2/3 of an inning, not even a full one, and he's thrown 31 pitches. So that loads the bases for Starling Marte.
And there are 2 outs here, so an inning for him is almost toward the end. But if Marte can clip him, find a gap, or put one over the fence, they can put this thing away.
He puts one over the fence. You can put Diaz in an Uber, get him back to the hotel. Here's Marte, and he takes the first pitch changeup for a called strike. 0-1. 5-0 New York now. With the Reds and Brewers starting in less than a half hour in Milwaukee. 0-1 to Marte. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul back to the screen, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Marte, the designated hitter today, has gone 0 for 4, so he is 0 for his last 10 following a 10-game hitting streak. That's about hit the Marlins 8-1 and lead 5-0. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Low and away with a changeup. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Throws that changeup to both sides of the plate, but it's not all that often in the strike zone. He has thrown 34 pitches as Soriano, struggling through this 9th inning, facing his 8th batter. 1-2 to Marte. Swing and a roller towards short. Charged by Lopez. He's got it. Throws off balance in time. Side retired. But the Mets tack on. They score 2.
Sometimes your calling doesn't shout. It hums. Like a lullaby floating through a warm night in San Pedro. Before he could walk, El Niño had already taken his first step toward greatness. For Fernando Tatis Jr., baseball wasn't just in the house because Papá was a pro pelotero. It hung over his cradle like a promise. Desde la cuna, El Niño ya tenía swing.
I feel like food and sharing a meal with someone is a universal language. You can't go to a ballpark and not have a nice hot dog. So if I'm at the ballpark, I'm gonna get a nice heavy glizzy. You gotta have chili on there, you gotta have cheese. If your hot dog isn't bending in the middle because it's like about to fall apart, then you're not doing it right. So you gotta have a glizzy and then something cold, whatever it is, beer, lemonade. You gotta have something cold to wash that hot dog down with.
That's chefiq.com.
Well, we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, and even with Ryan Helsley having been throwing with the objective that the Mets would widen their lead and save Diaz, with Diaz hot as well, Carlos Mendoza, even with a 5-run lead, says, you know what, the guy's up, he's hot, he's going with Diaz. And so Edwin Diaz will face Jacob Marcy to lead off, and he drills the first pitch foul down the right field line, and the count 0-1. Remember, the Marlins only have 1 hit, and that was a 2-out single in the 3rd by Xavier Edwards off of the starter, Clay Holmes, who went 6. Raley and Rogers, each scoreless innings, and the 0-1 rides high, a fastball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Rogers struck out 1 in pitching his perfect 8th inning. So it is a non-save situation for Diaz, but that means nothing. The 1-1 taken high and away, 2 balls and 1 strike. Marcy, Norby, and Hicks due up here in the 9th inning, but surely is an interesting decision, is it not, by Carlos with a 5-run lead? The 2-1 foul back to the screen, 2-2.
I mean, they have to win today. They have to win tomorrow, basically. So I think he's just not taking anything to chance. Not going to put in a reliever that if he gives up a base run or 2, get Diaz in anyway. Just put him in.
2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a fastball at 99. 1 man away. And then the question becomes, although Carlos won't say anything about it before the game tomorrow, but if Diaz can get through this inning with very little stress, how many outs would they have him for tomorrow beyond the normal 3? Would they have him for 5 or even 6, depending on how things are going and what happens later tonight? So here's Connor Norby. First pitch, swing and a miss, and a slider away, and it's 0-1. And Diaz has been as close to a guarantee this year as he was back in 2022. Again, not quite. The 0-1 taken low and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. But boy, other than that game we referenced in Milwaukee, or at least in Cincinnati recently, and a couple of others, there's not been a whole lot of drama from Edwin this year. The 1-1 lifted in the air to left field and deep. Nimmo going back onto the track, makes the catch. 2 men away. Diaz with a big smile on his face. You can use the whole yard when you're up 5 and you're pitching with 1 out already. And now there are 2 after that fly out to Brandon Nimmo from Norby. And so the Mets 1 out away from putting the heat on the Reds tonight. Liam Hicks will be the batter. He is grounded to second base all 3 times. And the Met fans, and they're the majority among the paid crowd of 35,609, hooting and hollering. First pitch to Hicks is in for a called strike, 0-1. They're doing it while they're standing. So time called now by Hicks. It was Maine in 07, Santana in 08. Holmes and 3 relievers today. They've got this next to last game of the year down pat. The 0-1 nicked him. He hit him in the elbow with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. And Liam Hicks will go down to first with 2 men away. And Augustine Ramirez in the designated hitter spot coming up. So Diaz will try to shrug that off. Ramirez struck out against Brooks Raley as a pinch hitter in the 7th inning. Troy Johnston started the game as the DH. Went 0 for 2. First pitch, the runner goes. Pitch taken high and down to second on defensive indifference goes Hicks. So 1-0 on Augustine Ramirez. The 1-0 pitch, foul back this way underneath us. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Mets 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors. The Marlins, no runs, 1 hit, and no errors. The 1-1 pitch, swinging a bouncer back to the mound, reaching up Diaz. He's got it, underhands to first, put it in the books. The New York Mets take care of their business today in Miami. And now they will put the heat on and turn their attention towards the Cincinnati Reds and their game in Milwaukee tonight. But 4 Mets pitchers combined to 1 hit. The Miami Marlins in the 9th inning for Miami. No runs, no hits. A hit batsman, 1 left. The final score, the New York Mets 5 and the Miami Marlins nothing. Back to talk about it in a moment on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Murano.
For over 20
Direct peering to the cloud apps you use most. Don't settle for the telecom status quo. Choose a partner that's raising the bar for business connectivity. Visit everstream.net today.
Don't bust your knuckles. Bust your nuts with PB Blaster. The #1 selling penetrant since 1957. It uses a unique capillary action that creeps up and around threads and cavities to break free rusted and corroded parts. Then it protects against further rust and corrosion. Use it on automotive, industrial, marine, plumbing, and other equipment. Blaster Corporation offers a full line of professional-grade products that are formulated to penetrate, lubricate, loosen, fix, and conquer each job. Use Blaster products and work it like a pro.
This is Bill Wills. We'll plug into what's going on Monday morning, 6 to 10. Cleveland's Morning News with Wills and Snyder, WTAM 1100.
From Progressive Field in downtown Cleveland, Ohio, it is game number 161. Tonight, the Cleveland Guardians and the Texas Rangers play in the second game of this 3-game series. Just 2 games left in the regular season. Hi again, everybody. Tom Hamilton and Jim Rosenhaus with you. We've got Joe with us here in the booth. We've got Brian at Command Center. And we've got another sellout crowd here at Progressive Field on another beautiful night off the lakefront. No breeze whatsoever. It's a perfectly cloudless night. And it is a terrific night temperature-wise, and it's a ball game that Cleveland needs to win. If you have not heard, Detroit is in. They beat the Boston Red Sox today 2-1. The Tigers have punched their ticket to the American League playoffs, whether it's as the division winner or as a wild card team, yet to be determined. Cleveland still controls its destiny. The Guardians with a record of 86-74. If they win tonight, they stay tied for first record-wise with Detroit, but they have...
Ask yourself now, are you ready? The show is about to begin. Every pitch, every swing, every moment hits harder. And when these performers step up, the crowd loses its mind. Time to let these maestros of the diamond shine.
There's so much history right here. And when I put it on and it's so light, it just feels just right. It feels just right. I mean, look at this. It got the city on it. When I was 7 years old, my uncle takes me where? To Shea Stadium. Darryl Strawberry hits a home run and I become a fan for life.
Moniak on the run, sliding grab, and he can't get it. It rolls up the line.
Well, a bloop single and now a bloop double. You see him just slip right off the bat.
Clean up on base number 1.
Lourdes throws the pineapple up the line. What is going on down here?
Back in the produce section.
That's good.
How about that? Myers went all the way to the 380 mark. He had that in his glove. Wow.
No. Is whoever wins the American League Central Division, and then when they host, whether it's Cleveland or Detroit, hosting somebody in the wild card round next week, the winner of the Central Division wild card series goes to Seattle. That's a lock. So whoever moves on, be it Detroit, be it Cleveland, be it Boston, when you talk about the American League's scenario with the Central Division winner, they're going to be going on into the American League Division Series going to Seattle. That is a lock. Whoever wins the East is going to get the winner of the wild card round, featuring the number 1 wild card team and the number 2 wild card team. we will have an exam in the 5th inning. Joey Cantillo toes the rubber tonight. Michael Hellman leads it off. And tonight's first pitch is in there, a strike, and we're underway at the corner of Carnegie and Ontario. Game time temp 75 degrees. Joey Cantillo, 6'4", 220 pounds, now 25 years of age. The next pitch is high in the count 1-1. Cantillo, fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. He has had an almost unhittable changeup this year. The pitch, a swing and a miss. There it was. The opposition against the Cantillo changeup, batting 168 for the season. So a ball and 2 strikes on the center fielder Michael Hellman. All right-handed hitting lineup. The pitch, and it's a touch low. Cantillo thought he had a strike, and the count 2-2. Joey Cantillo, first time he's ever faced Texas in his career. The set, the 2-2. Swing and a foul back. John Lipka, the home plate ump. DJ Rayburn at first, Sean Barber at second, and James Hoy, the Cleveland native, the crew chief and third base umpire. Just underway, no score here on a gorgeous night in Northeast Ohio. The pitch, and it's high. Missed with that breaking ball, and the count is full. Joey Cantillo has been arguably as good as any starting pitcher Cleveland's had here over the last month and a half. The payoff, a swing and a line shot toward the gap in left center. It's trouble, and it'll take one bounce, go up against the wall, and a leadoff double to left center by Michael Hellman, who was in a 3-for-26 slump and batting .239 when the night began. Well, Texas jumped all over Slade Ciccone last night and really ended the ballgame in the first inning when they had a 4-run first. This is not a Cleveland ball club that is built to come back from big deficits. They need to stay in the game early. And Hellman got a fastball and ripped the double to left center. Here's the right-handed hitting Cody Freeman. Had a career night last night with 3 base hits, knocking in a pair. The pitch, and it leans him back, ball 1. Stephen Kwan in left, Angel Martinez in center, Jonathan Rodriguez in right, John Kenzie Noel at first, Brian Rocchio at second, Gabriel Arias at short, Jose Ramirez at third, Austin Hedges catching. The pitch, underneath the arms, a strike to even the count. Joey Cantillo, in his last 6 starts, has not given up more than 1 run in any of those starts. The pitch, a swing and a weak ground ball to short. Arias will hold the runner at second, throw out Freeman. 1 down, and that's a big out, keeping that runner at second. Joey Cantillo is trying to do something that's been done 1 time in the history of the Cleveland franchise. Only Hall of Famer Addie Jose pitched 7 consecutive games where he gave up no runs or 1 run. Here's Josh Young, the third baseman. The pitch, and he looks at a backdoor curve for a strike. Addie Jose had those 7 consecutive starts in 1904 in which he didn't give up a run or gave up 1 run. Joey Cantillo's done that 6 straight starts. Now the pitch, and he went inside and just missed with the off speed. 1-1. Josh Young punched out 3 times last night. He has good power, but having a disappointing year, batting .249, 14 homers, 60 RBIs. He was actually sent back to the minor leagues for a while. He was the 8th pick in the entire draft of 2019. The first rounder for Texas, out of Texas Tech. The pitch, and it's high, ball 2, 2-1. And right now, Joey Cantillo not as sharp as we have seen here in the month of September and in a couple of starts there in August. Now the set, the 2-1. Swung on line to left, base hit down the line. Texas will take the lead Ball rolls to the wall. Hellman scores. Young with an RBI double. Now, just like last night, and just like the night before against Detroit, Cleveland starting pitching not able to throw a 0 up to start the ballgame. And Young with his 22nd double and 61st RBI. And Joey Cantillo has not been able to attack the hitter and get ahead in the count here in the first inning. Here's the DH, Adolis Garcia. Right-handed batter, cuts and misses, strike one. He's had a disappointing season, but he's been a Texas Ranger star. This year batting .226, 18 homers, 74 RBIs. Now the set. Now the 0-1. And it's swung on a chopper to third, fielded near the line behind the bag. Ramirez throws over, gets Garcia. Young stays at second. 2 down, 1-0 Texas for Kyle Higashioka, the right-handed hitting catcher. What's interesting about this matchup, which would seemingly favor Joey Cantillo, told you the opposition batting .168 against Cantillo's changeup this year. Texas, the worst hitting team in baseball against the changeup. The pitch, and it's at the top of the zone, a curveball strike. The Rangers as a team bat .197 against the changeup, worst in Major League Baseball. Now the 0-1 pitch. Fastball strike, 0-2. Cantillo now 5-3 on the year with a 3.21 ERA. Started the year in the bullpen, 21 appearances. Now his 13th start, 5 innings to start. 10 strikeouts, 4 walks per 9. The next pitch dips down low. Curveball that Higashioka almost chased but did not. Texas with a 1-0 lead. Runner at second, 2 down, first inning. Cantillo checks second. Huge lead. Pitch swung on, popped up foul near the Cleveland third base dugout. Is there room for Hedges? No. Out of play. Count stays 1-2. Toyota Grand Highlander, more power, more room, full-size third row. 3 different powertrains and a hybrid max engine. Grand Highlander at your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. 1-0 Rangers on a couple of doubles here in the first. Cantillo now trying to minimize the damage. Here's the 1-2 pitch to the Texas catcher. And before it's made, he turns, throws to second, but back easily with a dive is Josh Young. Sellout crowd like last night. Cantillo's ready. The 1-2. And it's a little bit low. He's just not able to get that curveball in there for strikes. And he's already at 21 pitches. And Slade Ciccone had the same issue last night with his curveball in the first inning. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. So he went up the ladder with a fastball and strikes out Higashioka. Good job by Joey Cantillo as he indeed minimizes the damage. Texas.
Ask yourself now, are you ready? The show is about to begin. Every pitch, every swing, every moment hits harder. And when these performers step up, the crowd loses its mind. Time to let these maestros of the diamond shine.
Some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude?
My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good. She's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs. And then next day, I got to eat arepa with eggs. So my mom make it for me. And then when my mom is with me,
everything's good.
I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindo.
The official health insurer of the Cleveland Guardians.
Hey, it's Bloom Daddy. Best Browns coverage before they play the Lions starts Sunday morning at 10 on WTAM 1100.
Well, left-hander Jacob Lance is going to face Cleveland once again. This young man made his major league debut against Cleveland. That goes back a few years, 4 to be exact. And he gets the start tonight. Stephen Kwan to lead it off, left on left, 1-0 Texas. And the pitch is in there, a strike. He's got a good fastball in the mid-90s. That one right there was 95 miles per hour. Lance, 6'2", 185, now 29 years of age. The pitch, Kwan takes down and away, threw him the curveball, and the count 1-1. Jacob Lance, fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. Kwan batting .274, the pitch to him. And he sends a weak fly ball to left. Freeman camped under it. Now Texas has kept Kwan off the bases so far in this series, and that's a key if you want to beat Cleveland. Here's Angel Martinez. He'll get the start tonight because the left-hander's on the mound. Martinez bats .282 right-handed, which is how he bats now, and he bats .199 left-handed. So he's the switch hitter who's now being platooned because he's struggled so much against right-handed pitching. Lance delivering, it's high, ball 1. Lance has had kind of a goofy year. They've used him out of the bullpen. They've used him as a starter. He's been in the minor leagues. But his numbers are pretty darn good. Now the 1-0 pitch. And it's in there. Lance, 2 wins, no losses, a .280 ERA, and a .220 batting average against. This is just his 8th start, 25 appearances out of the bullpen. Now the 1-1. Swung on, another fly ball. Right field, not deep. Moore puts it away, 2 down. If Cleveland's hitting fly balls, they're in trouble. This is a club that is devoid of power. They can't be hitting fly balls. Here's Jose Ramirez. Jacob Lance in his 7 starts, going 5 innings a start. He averages 8 strikeouts, 4 walks per 9 innings. Texas with a 1-0 lead. 2 down in the bottom of the first. Base is empty for Jose Ramirez. The set, hands belled high, the pitch. And it's a high fastball. Jose Ramirez batting .283. 30 homers, 34 doubles, 40 steals. He's knocked in 85. Now the 1-0 pitch. Down at the knees, a strike. And Jose not happy with that call. And you almost never hear Ramirez say anything, much less turn like he did to the umpire. And the umpire, John Lipke, hearing it from the third base dugout. The 1-1 down low, 2-1. Cody Freeman's in left field. Michael Hellman is in center. And the right fielder, Dylan Moore, will give you the Rangers defenders on the dirt after this 2-1 pitch. Here it comes. Check swing. Did he go? Pitch was low. He did not. 3-1. On the dirt, Jake Berger at first. Donovan Solano at second. Ezekiel Duran at short. Josh Young at third. And the veteran Kyle Higashioka doing the catching. Now the 3-1. Swung on, popped him up. Foul ball behind the plate. Higashioka out of room. Just did sneak over the netting into that new, I don't even know what you call it. But it costs a lot of money to sit there right behind the nets. Full count now. Well, Texas has nothing to play for, but if Cleveland gets into the playoffs, you wonder, will teams look at Jose and intentionally walk him in the first inning with 2 outs and nobody on? Here's the set by Jacob Lantz. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a liner to center, base hit. Jose Ramirez with a 2-out single to center. Here's Jonathan Rodriguez. And I'm not trying to beat a dead horse or state the obvious, but with 2 games left to go in this season and with a playoff spot on the line, Cleveland has 3 different hitters in the lineup tonight, all batting under 170. 3. Runner goes, Rodriguez takes low, throw to second, head first, slide, safe. Well, the one thing you will do on Texas is run, and run some more. Ranger catchers don't throw anybody out. 41st stolen base for Jose Ramirez. And now the tying run at second with 2 down. Kyle Higashioka has thrown out 7 base runners in 73 tries. And Jonah Heim not much better. That's unbelievable. Now the set. The look back. The pitch. Swung on, hit high, hit deep to right center. This ball, gone! How about that? Jonathan Rodriguez, his second home run. He had 16 in Columbus. Wow! He's never had a bigger hit in his young major league career. You talk about a shot in the arm for this ball club. 2-1 Cleveland with the lead on a towering 2-run home run to right center here in the first. Now Kyle Manzardo, the batter. He takes a check swing foul through the third base coaching box. In asking manager Stephen Vogt in his office tonight, hey, you've got Rodriguez and Noel in the lineup. Neither guy has played much. Here's the 0-1. Outside and high, 1-1, and Voter said, look, you know my theory. If you're here on the Major League club, you're good enough to play, and we don't shy away from using you. The pitch. Swing and a dribbler foul, first base side, 1-2 the count. And quite frankly, Cleveland is so devoid of power. Rodriguez and Noel can change a game with one swing of the bat. And Jonathan Rodriguez batting 167 for Cleveland with 1 home run in 29 games just changed the complexion of this game. Manzardo swings and shoots it back foul. And the count 1-2 strikes. Kyle Manzardo last night hit his 27th homer. He bats with 2 down, bases empty. Now the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, shot to short, caught by Duran. So Ramirez had the 2-out single, and Jonathan Rodriguez had a moment he'll never forget. A 2-run homer to right center, 2-1 Cleveland. We go to the second on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
With completely reimagined exhibits, the Cleveland...
Ask yourself now, are you ready? The show is about to begin. Every pitch, every swing, every moment hits harder. And when these performers step up, the crowd loses its mind. Time to let these maestros of the diamond shine.
Clayton and Ellen's kids throughout the ceremonial first pitches. The spray pattern was interesting. It was creative. create. I like that.
Yeah, this guy actually left the house today and said, you know what, honey? I'm going to bring my hamburger head to the ballpark today.
Marshawn Lynch earlier this afternoon had to base it up the middle, but hurt his hand. A handful of bees right there.
No idea what Scooble was thinking. And this place is rocking now.
Oppo Taco.
I'm going to guess it's an opposite field, upper deck, maybe something like a...
Yeah, home run to the opposite field. You got it.
This is a good one, a hack.
I don't know. I mean, is it the same as like the layman's term hack, like a bad chef?
You've guessed correctly.
Okay.
Someone's a hack, someone that's just nailing it in.
Yeah.
They're not putting their heart into it.
Joey Cantillo scuffled in that first inning with command, made 22 pitches, but did not give up the big inning. 2-1 Cleveland has given him back the lead, and Jake Berger, playing at first base, will lead it off. Right-handed hitter takes a called strike. One thing about Cantillo that he has talked about, we won't quote him since would really enjoy keeping this job, but he says he's throwing his, let's say, blanking fastball, the 0-1, and it's a little bit high, a curveball. In other words, instead of just trying to be perfect with the fastball, he's just saying, to heck with it. Let it rip. Now the set, now the 1-1, and it's waved at. A great changeup, 1-2. And since he's just kind of stopped trying to be perfect, letting the fastball go, he's getting ahead in the count, and he's throwing it with more velocity. The pitch, got him swinging on a fastball at 93 miles per hour. Earlier this year, his fastball ranged anywhere from sometimes 89 miles an hour, then the next one might be 91. But here on this roll in September in particular, now that he's just kind of letting it go, he's been anywhere from 93 to 95 miles per hour. Donovan Solano takes up high, ball one. Solano, let go by Seattle, signed here in September with Texas. Lines one to right field. Right there to make the shoulder high catch is Rodriguez. That is out number 2. Cleveland with a 2-1 lead. Texas batting in the second with 2 outs and nobody on base. And when Cleveland bats in any of the first 4 innings, if they score 4 runs in an inning, Dale Serby of Uniontown gets those 4 great Bridgestone tires from the best folks in the business, Conrad's. The pitch showing bunt. It's low, ball 1. It's the Conrad Score 4, Win 4 New Tires contest. Good luck to Dale Serby of Uniontown. Now the 1-0. Checked on a pitch up, 2-0. Ezekiel Duran, the right-handed hitting shortstop, batting .228, 14 RBIs. Now the 2-0 pitch. That one's low, 3-0. Cleveland must win to maintain their hold on first place or fall a game behind Detroit. The pitch, that's in there. Tigers a 2-1 win over Boston. Boston played today like the party ended at about sunrise, and why shouldn't it? Now the 3-1 pitch, swung on, line to left field and deep. Kwan is back. He makes the catch in the middle of the warning track. And boy, did Joey Cantillo need that. One, he just needed to make 11 pitches that inning. And secondly, a 1-2.
Some call it orgullo. Others call it el corazón taíno. But sometimes the journey is set on track with your ancestors cheering you on. For Francisco Lindor, el ting ting de la plena was the first roar in the stands. Every at-bat was an encore. Every strike of the drum echoed like a promise. El destino no siempre avisa, pero llega con flow.
Anytime we can put on these uniforms, the same ones that those guys played before us in the Negro Leagues, it's an honor to put it on and to share this field with them.
It's a piece of history. So, I mean, to be able to wear it present day is honestly an unreal feeling. Once the lights are on and the anthem takes place and you're standing there on the line, it'll sink in as to what this moment really means, because I do think it's a meaningful day.
Talk to me.
This is called a Crawford dog. Hamburger bun.
Yes.
2 split top Angus beef hot dogs griddled on the skillet, on the plancha.
Amazing.
And then we do a bacon onion jam with Crawford Bach beer.
Pick it up like a burger.
Pick it up like a burger and you just go in, man.
Let's go to town. Dude. Oh, best hot dog I've ever had. Best hot dog I've ever had. I love this, man.
This is how I grew up eating hot dogs.
Hitting 6th tonight, playing it short. Batting .221, 11 homers, 54 RBIs. Sold out crowd here, Progressive Field, for the second night in a row. Lance does not use the windup, the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Boy, that was a good curveball in the dirt. Lance has been with the Rangers now for 9 years. Not all of it in the big leagues. 5th round pick in 2017. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Good change. We've told his story before. It's a bizarre one, but again, it's part of his journey, and the story you hear so many times in baseball, unusual journeys. The pitch, up high, 1-2. Not everybody is conventional in how they get here. And Jacob Latz, a Chicago kid, is a perfect example. Highly recruited, went to LSU. Now the set, now the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with a fastball up and in. So that is his first strikeout, 1 down in the second. He pitched his freshman year at LSU, but was also hurt much of it. And then he was not real happy with how things went in LSU when he was injured and whatnot. Transferred to Kent State. Here's Jackenzie Noel. The pitch. And he sends one high in the air to left near the foul line. It's going to be playable. And the shortstop near the netting, and Tarp Durant couldn't make the catch. That tarp, which is rolled up on the cylinder in foul ground up against the grandstand area down the left field line, kept Durant from getting to that ball. Noel has new life with an 0-1 count. So Jacob Latz transfers to Kent State because he was unhappy with how things were handled at LSU. Those were the days when you had to sit out a year if you transferred, but Latz tried to get the NCAA to agree that he was mishandled, and so he's eligible right away. The pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Well, as is always the case with the NCAA, which is why now they're toothless, they dilly-dallied around. They hung the kid out to dry, and they did not allow him to be eligible his 1 year at Kent State. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikes out Noel, 2 down. But what Jacob Lantz would do that year at Kent State, he would pitch simulated games against his teammates during the midweek, and scouts would come and watch that because they knew he had a great arm. And based on those midweek sim games, he was a 5th-round pick by Texas. 2 down, 2-1 Cleveland. Here's Brian Rocchio taking a curveball strike. Switch hitter batting right-handed. When you've got rust to bust, use PB Blaster. It's a Cleveland original since 1957. PB Blaster, always working like a pro. The 0-1 and a little low 1-1. And now the NCAA wonders why the college programs have said, you know what, you folks are useless. We'll just do this ourselves. And now we've got chaos in college sports. Here's the 1-1. Up high, ball 2, 2-1. The late, great Jerry Tarkanian said it best when he was coaching the Running Rebels at Nevada, Las Vegas. The 2-1 waved out a change 2-2. When Kentucky got busted for having an overnight envelope stuffed with cash break open upon delivery, Kentucky got busted for trying to buy a player. The 2-2 swung on. Rocchio pops it up. This is behind home plate, playable for Higashioka. Catcher makes the catch. Cleveland goes in order. Tark famously said the NCAA is so mad at the University of Kentucky.
Sometimes your calling doesn't shout. It hums. Like a lullaby floating through a warm night in San Pedro. Before he could walk, El Niño had already taken his first step toward greatness. For Fernando Tatis Jr., baseball wasn't just in the house because Papa was a pro pelotero. It hung over his cradle like a promise. Desde la cuna, El Niño ya tenía swing.
I want to ask you about food. What is something that you have to eat to beat a judge?
Oh, Aaron Judge! Send him to Monument Park now!
We got some good chefs in New York. They've been cooking up some nice chopped cheeses, and that kind of, it gets you, I don't know if I should tell the kids that they should be eating chopped cheese before a game.
Before the game, probably steak. That's usually what I go to.
I like a steak. No vegetables.
No vegetables?
No vegetables.
Is it straight protein?
Yeah.
As someone who grew up in the era of the twist, the locomotion, the Freddy, and other outrageous dances, the floss is easily the worst of all time.
The fan did touch that ball, and that's a big whoops. Any relation to Grant? I don't know. That guy was having a hard time figuring out what screen he was supposed to be looking at.
What a play! Allen Roden! And hopefully he is all right.
Look at
it's his eye black.
That's his eye black. It has been transferred from face to wall.
The lakefront, 75 degrees, a sellout. And Dylan Moore, the number 9 hitter, leading off against the lefty, Joey Cantillo. Another former Seattle Mariner here in 2025. The pitch, and Moore takes high, ball 1. He was cut loose by Seattle in August and signed 3 days later with Texas. The pitch. Swing and a foul back. Texas with so many injuries to so many key players like Marcus Semien and Corey Seager. They've had a multitude of other players on the injured list off and on all year. Here's the 1-1. Just a bit outside, ball 2, 2-1. And they're still missing the likes of Evan Carter, Cody Bradford, Nathan Eovaldi, John Gray. The 2-1 waved at 2-2. Good changeup. Well, tickets for potential wild card games here in Cleveland are on sale now. Get them at CLEGuardians.com. And hopefully that is a reality next week. But Cleveland's got to win the division title for that to occur. Now the 2-2. And it's low, full count. Detroit punched its ticket for postseason with a win today over the Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox clinched a wild card spot last night. Payoff, swung on, lifted in the air to medium deep center. Martinez there to grab it. Dylan Moore out number one. But who's playing who and who's going to be the division winner and who's going to be seated where? That's going to all come down to tomorrow, and that's why everybody tomorrow starts at the same time, no matter where you are, West Coast, East Coast. Everything will start at 3:10 East Coast time. The pitch, bunted first base side by Michael Hellman, fielded by Noel, and he missed him on the tag as a head-first slide got Hellman into first. Noel on the bunt grabbed that ball on the grass area, maybe 8 to 12 feet from first, and Noel thought he tagged him, and Cleveland thinks he tagged him, and they're going to challenge the call. Michael Hellman, who doubled and scored the Texas run in the first on a Josh Young double with that potential bunt single, and we'll wait and see if New York agrees. But here's how things are shaping up. We know Boston's in. We know Detroit is in. Boston's going to be a wild card team, whether they're the number 2 wild card team or whether they're the number 3 wild card team to be determined. Now, Houston still has life, but they're on life support. They can't lose any more games. I think this is going to get overturned, folks, and probably relatively soon. Houston plays in Anaheim tonight. They have to win out to have any chance.
After review, the call in the field is overturned. The runner is out. Cleveland will retain their challenge.
There you go. Good challenge. That's the red hot Gunnar Wilhelmy. He's the man that tells Craig Albernez and Stephen Vogt to challenge the call, so Gunnar stays as hot as Cleveland's been in September. 2 down, bases empty for Cody Freeman. Grounded out his first time. The pitch, bullseye. 2-1, Cleveland up. We're in the third, 2 outs, nobody on. Both New York and Toronto won, so they go into the final day tomorrow with the same record. Pitch down low, 1-1. Toronto with a tiebreaker, trying to win the East. That'll be determined tomorrow. New York and the Blue Jays. The 1-1 bullseye, and that's a big determination because whoever wins the East is going to have home field advantage in the American League playoffs for as long as they're in the American League playoffs. Seattle will be the number 2 seed, and they'll draw a first-round bye out of the wild card. That pitch down and in, 3-1 the count. So the American League is getting a little bit clearer as to who is in. One more spot to be determined. Now the 3-1 bullseye, full count. Cleveland with a win here tonight or a Houston loss, and that clinches a playoff spot for Cleveland. Now the payoff, Freeman a check swing roller to first, gobbled up by Noel. He'll run to the bag, step on the bag, and a 1-2-3 inning, the second in a row for.
Ask yourself now, are you ready?
The show is about to begin. Every pitch, every swing, every moment hits harder. And when these performers step up, the crowd loses its mind. Time to let these maestros of the diamond shine.
Now representing the organization, Jim Leland and A.J. Hinch are presenting Miggy with a customized set of cleats made by renowned artist Marco Terzo, made from several significant baseballs from Miguel's career. The cleats are presented on a base representing the time he spent at both third and first base in his career.
In the hat. So whose ball is it? It's a good question. I'm going to have to ask that lady from Philly.
Meanwhile, out in the Cove, this guy just sort of check and see what the score is.
I saw Rizzo jersey trying to make the play on it. Could it be? Oh, Rizzo,
he had it. He literally hit it right to him.
That's why I'm retired, is what he just said.
Best Browns coverage before they play the Lions starts Sunday morning at 10 on WTAM 1100.
2-1 ball game. Cleveland with the lead on the 2-run homer to right center by Jonathan Rodriguez. Catcher Austin Hedges drills the first pitch down the left side off the netting. Strike one. Each team doing their scoring in the first inning. It's now the Hyundai Grand Slam giveaway, and Victoria Dular of Lorraine trying to win the prize pack courtesy of your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers. Hedges takes up 1-1. Now the set, the pitch, and Hedges lines another base hit to left. Boy, has he swung the bat well on this homestand. Third Cleveland hit, top of the order now, Stephen Kwan. Minnesota is leading Philly 5-0 in the seventh inning. If the Twins beat the Phillies, the Milwaukee Brewers have home field advantage for as long as they're in the playoffs, including the World Series. Brewers tonight trail the Reds 1-0 in the third. The Reds must win to stay ahead of the Mets for the final wild card spot in the National League. Stephen Kwan takes the strike. Mets kept their hopes alive with a win today. Now the 0-1 pitch. And it's a touch low. 0-2. The Cubs, they were winners today, so they have locked up the number one seed as far as wild card teams. Means the Cubs right now are going to host San Diego next week. The pitch, runner goes, pitch taken, throw to second, a beauty, and Hedges is out by a ton. Austin Hedges trying to get a second steal, and that wasn't close. And a good throw by Higashioka. 2-6 on the caught stealing, and now one down with Stephen Kwan at the plate. Kwan flied out to left his first time. Left on left. Jacob Latz sets. Belt high are the hands. He lets it rip. Kwan ground ball, weakly hit to the second baseman. Solano throws him out, 2 down. Here's Angel Martinez. Switch hitter batting right-handed. Talked to a Major League scout before the game tonight who is here scouting Cleveland as a potential playoff opponent for the club he works for, and we'll just keep the name and the organization quiet. Here's the pitch, and it's in there. But this scout was saying, look, I thought Cleveland looked last night like a tired team, like they were emotionally spent after those 6 rugged games against Detroit. The 0-1 pitch, swung on, popped him up. Foul ball behind the plate. Higashioka is out of room. And the scout said, I expect Cleveland to win tonight, to come back and play well tonight. He said, you have no idea how much that takes out of a team that had to basically do what Cleveland did, win 5 out of 6 from Detroit in a week and a half to have any chance to be where they're at. And he felt that they looked like they were spent last night, and he expected them to bounce back tonight. So we shall see. They lead 2-1 right now. The pitch, swung on, fouled upstairs. Let's pause for a station ID.
News, talk, sports. This is WTAM 1100, Cleveland, home of the Cavaliers and Guardians, an iHeart radio station.
Tom Hamilton, Jim Rosenhaus, Brian Motze, and Joe Fritchen with you. Pitch is inside. 1-2 the count on Angel Martinez. Gorgeous night in downtown Cleveland. Packed house, 75 degrees. Cleveland on top of Texas, 2-1, third inning, 2 outs, nobody on. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled it back again. Good at bat here for Angel Martinez. Cleveland in catching Detroit after being 11 games out on September 4th. Cleveland has gone 17-4 since they were 11 games out. The pitch, swing and a miss, got him to chase the curveball, and Angel Martinez having a tough time not swinging at curveballs down and out of the zone. We've played.
Before he was feared on the field, Ronald Acuña Jr. was chasing wins on a different kind of field. For the Acuñas, el béisbol was a story told in fastballs and late-night rematches. Every loading screen was a part of the strategy. Smash de botones. Smash de jonrones. That's how La Bestia was born.
This is a good one right here. The Padres. Little pinstripe unis. We would wear these every Thursday. When I kept it, I wanted to keep it all dirty. I always felt like if you didn't get dirty in a baseball game, you kind of didn't really play that day. So I had my pine tar there, a little dirt in the front side of it, but the brown and orange, really cool cleats. All the fans really enjoyed it as much as the players did.
Moniak on the run, sliding grab, and he can't get it. It rolls up the line.
Well, a bloop single and now a bloop double.
You see him just slip right off the bag.
Lead up on base number 1. Lourdes throws the pineapple up the line. What is going on down here? Back in the produce section. that's good. How about that? Myers went all the way to the 380 mark. He had that in his glove. Wow.
To see all this excitement around what I love to do growing up, it's crazy.
What's your favorite thing about this whole event so far?
The fusion of sports, entertainment, and cards.
That's awesome.
Because to me, cards have always been entertainment, and they're getting their just dessert now.
And we'll head to the 4th inning. Josh Young to lead things off against lefty Joey Cantillo. Young with the RBI base hit for the Rangers. It was a single back in the 1st inning that plated Michael Hellman, gave Texas the early lead.
Here's the pitch from Cantillo, and it's up high for ball 1. Guardians came right back. Jonathan Rodriguez with a 2-run home run in the bottom half of the first, and that's the difference right now. The 1-0 swung on, looped foul, out of play down the right side into the lower stands. 1-1 the count on Young. Young man who's had major injury issues throughout his young career. Here's the 1-1. Up high, 2-1. I think Texas thought they had their third baseman for the present and the future when he was an all-star back in 2023. But has been hurt often since. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2 the count. There's that great change from Joey Cantillo. So 2-2 the count on Young, with Adolis Garcia to follow, and then Kyle Higashioka for the Rangers in the top half of the fourth inning. Here's the 2-2. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Young caught looking. One away in the top half of the fourth. This message from our friends at Cleveland Clinic. September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. From screening to diagnosis to treatment, Cleveland Clinic's expert healthcare providers know what it takes to treat you and your cancer. Here's Garcia. The pitch to him. Down low, ball 1. Visit clevelandclinic.org/prostate cancer care to learn more. Garcia bounced to third his first time up. The pitch to him. That's low and in for ball 2. Guardians up 2-1. With one down, bases empty in the top of the fourth inning. The 2-0. That's upstairs for ball 3. So 3-0 the count on Garcia. Right-handed hitter with good pop. Here's the pitch to him. And he swings and lifts it high in the air. Deep left field, headed to the bleachers. Tie game at 2. No doubt about it, as he got a 3-0 pitch out over the plate and launched it into the bleachers to tie this ball game. Number 19 on the year for Garcia. 433 feet. And just like that, we're tied up. Kyle Higashioka steps in. Well, he got a fastball out over the plate. And someone like Garcia, you know they have the green light on 3-0. Here's the pitch. And it's on the outside corner for a strike to Higashioka. Higashioka struck out his first time up. Here's the 0-1. Waved at and missed. Good changeup. 0-2 the count. Cantillo getting the opportunity when the Guardians went to a 6-man rotation right at the start of September. He was called up from AAA Columbus to be added to the rotation. And it has worked out extremely well, both for Cantillo and the team. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Higashioka down on strikes. Fourth strikeout for Cantillo. And there's 2 gone here in the fourth. Jake Berger steps in. He struck out his first time up. Now, Cantillo has grown a ton as a major league pitcher in the last calendar year. Came up last year, got some starts in September. Here's the pitch. Outside and high. 1-0 the count. In fact, it was Cantillo who started the game that the Guardians won to clinch a postseason berth a year ago right here at Progressive Field. The 1-0, swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. They face the Twins on a Thursday afternoon through 4 1/3 innings of one-run baseball in a game the Guardians won in walk-off fashion. The 1-1, down low, 2-1. So he didn't figure in the decision, but he got them off to a good start that day. And they went on to the postseason clinching win. And now he's back in that same spot here tonight. A win, and the Guardians are in. The 2-1. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball to center. Fairly deep, but plenty of room now for Martinez. He makes the catch to retire the side. But the Rangers have tied it on the home run by Adolis Garcia. And we'll head to the bottom half of the fourth inning. It's the Guardians 2, the Rangers 2 on the Cleveland Clinic Guardians.
Before he was feared on the field, Ronald Acuna Jr. was chasing wins on a different kind of field. For the Acuñas, El Béisbol was a story told in fastballs and late-night rematches. Every loading screen was a part of the strategy. Smash de botones. Smash de jonrones. That's how La Bestia was born.
And he was on base when Jonathan Rodriguez went deep to give the Guardians a lead momentarily. We're now tied at 2 in the fourth. Here's the pitch to Jose, and it's outside for ball one. Big morning for Jose Ramirez, a street named after him in the Canal Fulton section of Cleveland, leading to Jose Ramirez Field. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, he pops it up foul, and that one comes straight back and out of play. Jose building that field a couple of years back, and now the street that goes from Clark Avenue right up to Jose Ramirez Field is now Jose Ramirez Way. Pretty cool. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Ramirez. Swung on, popped it up foul and out of play off to the right. And as relayed by assistant general manager Matt Foreman, Jose's one of his initial questions was, is that going to show up on Google Maps? Jose Ramirez Way? I imagine it would. Here comes the 1-2. Low and in for ball two. So 2-2 the count on Ramirez. Last dozen games hitting .310 with a couple of home runs, 8 runs driven in. He's been a key down the stretch. Here's the 2-2. Outside and low, 3-2. As you figured he would have to be, were the Guardians to click on all cylinders, and they've been playing some great baseball to close out the regular season. Here's the 3-2. Swung on, ground ball deep in the hole at short. Big backhand pickup, Duran, long throw. He got him at first base. So one away. And that'll bring up Jonathan Rodriguez. 2-run home run, his first time up. His second home run on the season. This is 30th major league game. Most of the year for Rodriguez spent with AAA Columbus. And that's as big, by a long shot, as big a hit as he's had in the major leagues. Here's the pitch. And he swings and lines one to right. That gets down for a base hit. And Rodriguez is now 2 for 2. As he stayed back and just floated one to the opposite field. And he's aboard with a 1-out single. Kyle Manzardo will bat. Jim Rosenhaus along with Tom Hamilton. Great to have you with us for Guardians baseball tonight. The regular season winding down. It ends tomorrow afternoon at 3:10. Joe Fritchen, our on-site engineer. Brian Motze at command center. Guardians and Rangers tied at 2. Kyle Manzardo digs in the pitch. Breaking ball up high, ball one. Facing Jacob Latz, the lefty, mainly out of the pen this year, but gets the start here tonight. The set and the pitch. Swing and a miss. And the count's now 1-1. Start number 8 on the season for Latz, who was in the rotation for much of the month of August. Then when Tyler Mahle came back, they moved him back to the pen. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, ripped to first, caught by Berger, and he turns and tags out Rodriguez, doubling him up. Nothing Rodriguez could do. Side retired on a screamer off the bat of Manzardo, but he lines into a double play, and we'll head to the 5th. It's the Guardians 2, the Rangers 2 on the Cleveland Clinic Guardian.
Some call it orgullo. Others call it el corazón taíno. But sometimes the journey is set on track with your ancestors cheering you on. For Francisco Lindor, el ting-ting de la plena was the first roar in the stands. Every at-bat was an encore. Every strike of the drum echoed like a promise. El destino no siempre avisa, pero llega con flow.
Texas dominating the Guardians in the series in Arlington about a month ago. Donovan Solano leads it off. The pitch to him. Breaking ball on the inside corner, strike 1. Joey Cantillo starting him off with the curve. Bottom third of the Texas lineup doing against Cantillo here in the 5th. Here's his 0-1. On the outside corner, strike 2. Another curveball from Cantillo. Trying to settle in. Nicked for a run in the first inning, then allowed the home run last inning to Garcia, and a swing and a miss by Solano as Cantillo stayed with the soft stuff and struck him out on 3 pitches. 5 strikeouts now for Cantillo, 1 gone, and Ezekiel Duran will step in. Marathon knows that fans are the true co-pilot of any team. Marathon's here to keep you and your team fueled up all season long. Marathon, driven together. The pitch to Duran's on the inside corner, strike 1. Duran flied out to deep left his last time up. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and popped up on the infield. The shortstop calling for it, Arias, and he makes the catch just in front of the outfield grass. 2 up, 2 down. Number 9 hitter Dylan Moore will step in. Don't forget, Guardians have a chance at some home games in the wild card round, and tickets are on sale now. Pick them up at CLEGuardians.com for wild card round home games, potentially. Nothing set in stone yet, a lot of work to do yet, but certainly it's still a big possibility for the Guardians if they can take care of things right here at Progressive Field. Pitch to Dylan Moore is down low and in the dirt, and the count will leave it at 1-1. A win tonight, the Guardians clinch a postseason berth and stay neck and neck with the Tigers, holding the tiebreaker. Here's the 1-1. A check swing roller foul outside of first. And if they were to win tonight, Cleveland, and then win tomorrow, they would be the AL Central champs by virtue of the tiebreaker, if indeed the Tigers win again. Here's the 1-2. Called strike 3. Curveball locked him up. Side retired. 3 up, 3 down go the Rangers, and we'll head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Guardians 2.
Before he was feared on the field, Ronald Acuña Jr. was chasing wins on a different kind of field. For the Acuñas, el béisbol was a story told in fastballs and late-night rematches. Every loading screen was a part of the strategy. smash de botones, smash de jonrones. That's how La Bestia was born.
Weather.com/Clemente Award. Guardians and Rangers tied at 2, bottom of the 5th now, as Gabriel Arias will lead things off, facing the starter, lefty Jacob Latz. And his pitch is up high for ball 1. Latz came in, splitting time between the pen and the rotation, with an excellent season going. Part of a tremendous pitching staff. The 1-0. Swung on, popped it up foul, and this one comes back and out of play. Latz came in with an ERA of 2.80. The staff as a whole for Texas, their ERA at 3.45, lowest in the major leagues. Here's the 1-1. Outside, 2-1. And if that holds, which it looks like it will, be the first time in franchise history that they led the major leagues in earned run average. Second time that they would have led the American League. Here's the 2-1, and it's up high. Ball 3. The other time that they led the American League in ERA was 1983. Charlie Huff led that team in wins that year with 15. The knuckleballer, the 3-1, swing and a miss, and it's 3-2. And the lowest ERA on that year's team was Rick Honeycutt, 2.42. Others in the rotation: Frank Tanana, Danny Darwin, Mike Smithson. Here's the pitch, and it's swung on and fouled back. 3-2 the count on Arias. And this year's staff, we saw Jack Leiter last night, had a good year. Nathan Eovaldi had a tremendous year before he was shut down with a shoulder issue. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on, line drive to left, sinking fast, coming on. Diving attempt by Freeman, but he can't get to it, and it gets by him. On his way to second is Arias. He'll try for 3. Here's the relay. He slides, safe at third base. Cody Freeman, the left fielder, came in, made a diving attempt, and he could not get to it, or at least smother it. Looked like it tipped his glove, but then snuck by him and just about rolled to the warning track, and that opened the door for Arias to advance all the way to third with a triple. And now the Guardians, with nobody out, have a golden chance to retake the lead. Infield in for Texas. John Kenzie Noel, the batter. Noel tonight struck out in his only at-bat in the second. The pitch to him. Up high, ball one. Visiting with John Kenzie before the game down in the Guardians clubhouse, he said, look, I feel much more confident at the plate. He's had some big hits since returning to the club from AAA. Been here for the month of September. Now the 1-0. In tight, 2-0. Hunter Gaddis is throwing in the Guardians bullpen as we play here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. No action in the Texas pen yet. Latz with the 2-0. Off speed, dropped it in there on the inside corner. Good curve. 2-1 the count on Noel. With Arias at third base, with a potential go-ahead run. Now the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Changeup had him out front. 2-2 the count on John Kenzie Noel. Brian Rocchio waiting on deck. Again, the infield in for Texas. The 2-2 pitch. Way upstairs. Ball three. Good stop. Reaching up that time. Higashioka, the catcher, on a pitch that was way up high. So the count is full. The payoff pitch from Jacob Latz is on its way. Swing and a miss, strike three. Chased a high changeup. And Noel strikes out for the first out in the fifth. Fourth strikeout for Latz. None bigger than right there. Now Brian Rocchio. Popped out to the catcher his first time up. Boy, he's had a ton of big base hits in the second half of the season. Switch hitter right side. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. Chased a changeup. 0-1 the count on Rocchio. Arias with that leadoff triple down at third base. Now with one down. Berger way in on the grass, the first baseman, and the next pitch is up high for a ball. 1-1 the count. Now the Guardians have been known to put a bunt down in this spot. So Berger creeping in from first base. He's way off the line. Now the 1-1. Swung on, chopped foul outside of third. And it's 1-2 on Brian Rocchio. Last 9 games hitting at a .310 clip. Well, let's see if he tries to shoot one the other way. He's had so much success not trying to do too much, not trying to load up and hit the ball a long way, just hit line drives all over the diamond. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Got the fastball by him, and that's 2 down. And now they'll take something with 2 outs to avoid a frustrating 5th inning for the Guardians in this 2-2 game. Austin Hedges will bat with Arias at third base. Hedges with a single his first time up. He has swung the bat well recently. Big spot here. And Latz steps off. They have been working pretty quickly, and now he gets back to it. The lefty's ready. Here's his pitch. Hedges takes a strike on the inside corner. Well, you talk to Texas people, and they still feel that Hedges was a huge key to their World Series team back in 2023. And he has meant a ton to this ball club here at Cleveland again. Here's the 0-1. Outside for a ball. 1-1 the count. Arias down at third after that leadoff triple. But then back-to-back strikeouts of Noel and Rocchio. And he is still there with 2 away in this 2-2 game. The 1-1 pitch. Down low, 2-1. Hedges in that number 9 spot in the lineup with Stephen Kwan waiting on deck. Latz trying to work through the 5th inning. The 2-1. That's in there for a strike. Fastball on the outside corner. 2-2 the count on Hedges. Latz ready to go again. Here's his 2-2. Swung on, popped him up, foul. First base side, back behind the Rangers dugout. And we'll do it again on 2-2 to Austin Hedges. Enbridge Gas, Ohio would like to remind you, whether you're an individual or a contractor, state law requires that you call 811 before you dig. To have those underground utilities marked, it's simple and free. Just dial 811. 2-2 ball game, bottom of the 5th. A win and the Guardians are in the postseason officially. Other ways to get there if they don't win, but they'd love to take care of it on the field. The 2-2 to Hedges. He swings and pounds it foul, dribbling up the third base line. He stays alive with 2 strikes. Again, better at-bats for Hedges, especially this last month of the season. He's been playing a lot more. And trying to come up huge with 2 outs. And that runner at third base, Gabriel Arias. After the leadoff triple, he's still there. Here comes the 2-2 from the lefty, Latz. Breaking ball in the dirt. Good stop by Higashioka. With Arias itching to come down the line from third if that got past. But Higashioka smothered it. It's ball 3. And the count is now full. And a lot of the fans coming to their feet now here at Progressive Field. The payoff pitch. Breaking ball down low, but the appeal, and they say he went too far, did not check his swing. That's strike 3. And a frustrating 5th inning for the Guardians as they come up empty. We'll head to the 6th. Cleveland 2, Texas 2 on the Cleveland Clinic Guardians Radio Network.
GE Sync smart light bulbs, fun strip lights, and more are a grand slam. With an easy-to-use...
Ask yourself now, are you ready?
The show is about to begin. Every pitch, every swing, every moment hits harder. And when these performers step up, the crowd loses its mind. Time to let these maestros of the diamond shine.
Here we go. This is a classic road jersey for Boston. This is the first uniform I put on when I came with Boston. When you see those 2 socks together, that's one thing I know I had to do. I had to make sure I had my red socks high, okay? My 2 red socks, because, you know, there's 2 here.
Biggest thing we're bringing is a brand new Tony Gwynn drop I did with his estate. So we just signed a deal at therealist.com to actually go through his entire archives, present them, and auction them off. And to announce it, we did this limited edition 1994 The Lost Season card. Because, you know, between August of 93 and May of 95, Tony Gwynn batted .406 in 162 games. So in the back, we have the stats of what could have been.
Third time through the order. It's the top of the order. Michael Hellman, the batter, takes a look at a strike. Hi again, everybody. Tom Hamilton back with you on this gorgeous Saturday night off the lakefront. Along with Jim Rosenhaus, Brian Motze, Joe Fritchen. The pitch, swing and a miss. Another good changeup. And the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Hellman doubled to start the game and scored on the Josh Young double in the first. Texas' other run came on a bomb to the bleachers and left center by Adolis Garcia. Pitch is on the inside corner. Strike 3 called. 7 strikeouts for Cantillo. 1 down here in the 6th. Cleveland's runs came on a 2-run home run to right center in the first inning by Jonathan Rodriguez. Then Gabriel Arias, a leadoff triple in the 5th. And Jacob Latz struck out Noel, Rocchio, and Hedges. So the game stays tied 2-2 in the 6th. Cody Freeman, 2 groundouts. Right-handed hitter in left field. Now the pitch, and it's in there, a called strike. Cantillo scuffled a bit with his command in the first inning, but boy, has he been locked in since. The lefty out of Honolulu delivers, and Freeman puts one upstairs foul, and the count now, no balls, 2 strikes. Outfield playing Freeman as if he were a left-handed pull hitter. Legacy Roofing's there for every roofing need. Watertight or Legacy makes it right. Call 855-GOT-ROOF. Go to legacyroofing.com. The pitch. Swing and a foul tip. Hedges hangs on. 8 strikeouts for Cantillo. He's getting better as this game goes on. 2 down. Here's Josh Young. 1 for 2 with the RBI double. And that is it for Joey Cantillo. Hunter Gaddis is being summoned. So Joey Cantillo is going to match the late great Hall of Famer Addie Jose.
Sometimes your calling doesn't shout. It hums. Like a lullaby floating through a warm night in San Pedro. Before he could walk, El Niño had already taken his first step toward greatness. For Fernando Tatis Jr., baseball wasn't just in the house because Papa was a pro pelotero. It hung over his cradle like a promise. Desde la cuna, El Niño ya tenía swing.
Hank Greenberg helped popularize the first baseman's mitt, holding a massive 13-inch pocketed glove. That was quickly banned, reducing the maximum size to 12 inches. Paul Richards also developed a black hole-sized catcher's mitt. This ginormous thing, measuring 42 inches in circumference, was known as Big Bertha, or the elephant, for its massive size. It was swiftly outlawed as well.
Of STEM and manufacturing careers. That's why we're the Guardians' official STEM partner. Catch more at swagelock.com. Let's go Guardians.
The Bloom Daddy Show. Cleveland's afternoon news, talk, and sports. Monday afternoon starting at 3. WTAM 1100.
Hunter Gaddis to face the 3-hole hitter Josh Young. Righty-righty matchup. The pitch waved at. Good slider. 1 ball, 1 strike. Joey Cantillo made just 77 pitches in another tremendous start. 5 2/3, giving up 2 runs, striking out 8. The pitch. Swung on, drilled to center, a base hit. That'll bring up Adolis Garcia. Ground out and a 433-foot homer to the bleachers in left center with nobody on in the 4th. That tied the game. That was his 19th home run. This is a guy, there's some talk that Texas may not bring him back. Boy, he's been good in 6 years with the Rangers. Right-handed hitter. The set, the pitch, and it's down at the knees, a strike. When Texas won it all 2 years ago, Garcia set a Major League record with 22 RBIs that postseason. 22. He was the ALCS MVP. In the ALCS, he batted .357 with 5 homers and 15 RBIs. Now the set. Now the 0-1. Swung on, lifted in the air to right, twisting down the line, foul out of play, 0-2. Garcia, in that Texas Cinderella run that gave them their first World Series title, played in 15 games that postseason, batted .323, 8 homers, and 22 RBIs. 2-2 tie, 6th inning, the pitch. And strike 3 called, outside corner, got him looking at a slider. Garcia disagrees with John Lipka, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. Game deadlocked at 2.
Ask yourself now, are you ready?
The show is about to begin. Every pitch, every swing, every moment hits harder. And when these performers step up, the crowd loses its mind. Time to let these maestros of the diamond shine.
As long as Milwaukee's in the playoffs, Philly will be the number 2 overall seed in the National League. Top of the order, Stephen Kwan against the lefty Jacob Latz. Latz having communication issues, and so the catcher and home plate umpire out to the mound. Milwaukee getting beat by Cincinnati tonight. That's a 6-2 ball game. The Reds have the lead over the Brewers in the 5th. The Reds have to win to stay tied record-wise with the Mets for the 3rd and final wild card spot in the National League, because the Mets won today. But if they end up with the same record, the Reds are in, the Mets go home. So Cincinnati under Tito Francona. What else is new? First year Reds manager, and Tito's got the Reds on the brink of the playoffs, and nobody should be surprised about that. If you did not hear, Detroit has punched its ticket for the playoffs. They beat Boston 2-1 today. So the Tigers are in. They will not pitch Tarek Skubal tomorrow. They'd love to win the division title, but it's more important that Tarek Skubal pitches Tuesday night in Game 1 of the Wild Card Series. All right, now we're ready to go. The pitch to Kwan, and it's in there. Yankees and Blue Jays both won, so they go into the final day tomorrow tied record-wise, but Toronto owns the tiebreaker over New York to win the East. The pitch swung on, grounded sharply to second, backhanded by Solano, throws out Kwan. And that's really important, because whoever wins the East not only is the number 1 seed and home field advantage throughout the American League playoffs, but the guy that doesn't win the East, Toronto or New York, is in the wild card round starting on Tuesday. And they be a.
The show is about to begin. Every pitch, every swing, every moment hits harder. And when these performers step up, the crowd loses its mind. Time to let these maestros of the diamond shine.
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
Angel Martinez will turn around and bat left-handed, and he's only batting .199 left-handed. Right-hander Jacob Webb on to pitch, 2-2 game, and the pitch down and in. Webb, fastball, breaking ball, changeup. He has gone 9 straight appearances without giving up a run, and that covers 12 innings. Now the 1-0, and it's off the outer edge. Changeup. 2-0. On the year, Webb, 54 appearances, 5-4. The record, 1 save, ERA 3.08. Not a hard thrower, not a blower. The pitch, and he went breaking ball for a strike. 2-1. Martinez 0 for 2. Another offensively challenged night for Cleveland. Jacob Latz was terrific. The pitch. Swing and another weak fly ball, shallow center. Hellman coming in. That has been the case right there. Way too many weak fly balls, and that's not Cleveland's game. They're not a power hitting team, and they put the ball in the air, they're out, unless it's this guy. Jose Ramirez 1 for 2 with a single. 2 outs, nobody on, 2-2 game. 6th inning. Jacob Latz went 5 1/3, gave up 2 runs on 5 hits, struck out 6. The pitch, outside a ball. Cleveland's only offense, a Jonathan Rodriguez 2-run homer to right center in the first. Now the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, grounded to first, handled by Berger. We go to the 7th, game deadlocked at 2 on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
Okay, we're rolling on Ohio's 529.
Ask yourself now, are you ready?
The show is about to begin. Every pitch, every swing, every moment hits harder. And when these performers step up, the crowd loses its mind. Time to let these maestros of the diamond shine.
Or if Houston loses later tonight in Anaheim, Cleveland is in. Kyle Higashioka has struck out twice. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 2 left for Texas. 2 runs, 5 hits, no error, 1 stranded, Cleveland. First pitch downstairs, ball 1. Well, Texas leads Major League Baseball in earned run average at 345, and they've pitched like it this weekend. The 1-0 waved at, and they count 1-1. Told you about it last night. Texas has never led the major leagues in earned run average, ever. The pitch. Swung on, line to right center. Base hit for the catcher, Higashioka. So leadoff base hit here in the 7th inning, and that'll bring up Jake Berger, who has struck out fly down. Now Rowdy Tellez will bat for Jake Berger, and then he'll stay in and play first. Well, and this is a guy Cleveland can't get out. He did it again last night. Got Texas on the board in that first inning with an RBI double, and he just continues to torture Cleveland no matter who he plays for. Left-handed batter. The set, the pitch, and it's waved at. Tellez started this year in Seattle, pretty much splitting the year between these two clubs, batting .227, 16 bombs, 46 RBIs. The pitch, swing and a miss. Oh my, that was as good a changeup as we've seen Hunter Gaddis throw in a long time. He started to throw that changeup again. The pitch, and he fouls it down the left side. Rowdy Tellez's birth name is Ryan, but his mom and dad nicknamed him Rowdy when he was still in mama's womb because he was always moving about even before he was born, and mom and dad then named him Rowdy before he was even born. That pitch takes outside, and has a nickname ever fit a guy better than Ryan Rowdy Tellez. You can't be 6'4" and weigh 180 and be called Rowdy. You got to weigh 270 like he does. The pitch. Got him swinging on a back foot slider. So Tellez is out number 1. Strikeout victim number 2 for Hunter Gaddis. 1 down here in the 7th inning. Ball game is all tied up at 2 runs apiece. Donovan Solano has lined out, struck out, right-handed hitter at second base. Solano from Colombia. The pitch up high, ball 1. The Guardians are proud to partner with Cleveland Cliffs. That's America's iron and steel leader. To learn more, visit cliffsteel.com. Now the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Chase the letter high heater. 1-1. Outfield spread out medium deep. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Good slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Solano was released September 1st by Seattle and hooked up with the Rangers because of all their injuries. "13 years in the big leagues with Miami, the Yankees, the Giants, the Reds, Minnesota, San Diego, Seattle, and Texas now his 8th major league team." The 1-2. Swing and a foul tip. Slider got him, and the Hedges hung on. 2 down. 2-2 in the 7th. Runner at first, Ezekiel Duran, the shortstop. 0 for 2 coming to the plate. Get you a station ID here in a moment. Right-hander against right-hander. The pitch. Outside a ball. The set, the 1-0. Swung on a high chopper towards short. Ramirez cuts in front. The third baseman grabs it and gets the lead runner at second for the inning-ending force. Sold out Progressive Field.
Before he was feared on the field, Ronald Acuna Jr. was chasing wins on a different kind of field. For the Acuñas, El Béisbol was a story told in fastballs and late-night rematches. Every loading screen was a part of the strategy.
He makes the catch.
Smash de botones. Smash de jonrones. That's how La Bestia was born.
All right, I got a couple packs of 1986 Topps baseball cards. Let's open them up and see who's in here. I love the bubble gum. Oh my. Tom Seaver, but with a White Sox uniform on. The franchise for the Mets. I played with him in 1983, my rookie season. I was just in awe with these guys when I saw them in spring training and got a chance to play with them. Baseball cards of memories.
So Rockies is really like where my major league career really took off. You know, it was a special time in my life, 7 years with the team. And this jersey in particular, 2018 postseason patch on it here. So I've always kept all these jerseys with the patch on them because that's what it's all about, is getting to the playoffs and trying to win the championship. You know, the black jersey with the cutoff, not a lot of teams rock the cutoff anymore, but this is a jersey we wore all the time in Colorado.
Wow. It's like an Academy Award came to life. How long do you think that took to get ready?
You know, it's really not fun facing a guy with that kind of stuff, I'll just tell you that.
Presented without comment.
It's a raft, it's got an outboard motor, it's got a little barbecue, and it's got a hot tub.
Look at that.
I mean, come on.
American ingenuity.
That is living. What else can go wrong here?
Where are the Angels in the outfield? They're everywhere.
Radio Network.
News, talk, sports. This is WTAM 1100, Cleveland, home of the Cavaliers and Guardians, an iHeart radio station.
Tom Hamilton with you on this gorgeous Saturday night off the lakefront, along with Jim Rosenhaus, Brian Motze, and Joe Fritchen. 2-2 ball game. Righty-righty matchup. Jacob Webb to face Jonathan Rodriguez. The pitch inside, backed him off the plate. Rodriguez hit a changeup into right center and over the wall for a 2-run home run in the first. That's it, 2-2 ball game. Second home run with Cleveland, had 16 in AAA. He swings, bangs one wide of third, lunging to his left, Young glove spins, throws in the dirt. Great backhanded pick by Rowdy Tellez at first. Oh, that was a good play on both ends. One down, that'll bring up Kyle Manzardo. Manzardo twice has lined out tonight. Well, Texas certainly not playing like a team this weekend with nothing to play for. Now time called. The catcher Kyle Higashioka walking slowly out toward the mound. Both bullpens are busy. Everstream is Cleveland's business-only fiber network. Reliable connectivity your business deserves with fiber, internet, Ethernet, and more. Everstream, faster fiber, better business. Cleveland, a win, they're in. A loss, and a Houston loss tonight, and Cleveland's in. But if Cleveland loses tonight, Detroit, which clinched a playoff spot this afternoon in Boston, would take over first place by a game. Now the Tigers will not throw Tarek Skubal tomorrow. They'll have him for the wild card opener on Tuesday. Gavin Williams lined up to start tomorrow for Cleveland, but tomorrow's starter is yet to be determined. Here's Kyle Manzardo. Takes upstairs, ball one. Milwaukee has clinched home field advantage for as long as they're in the playoffs. Cubs have clinched home field advantage for their matchup with San Diego Tuesday night. The pitch is high, 2-0. What a wild card matchup that could be. Cubs and Padres. And in the National League, the Dodgers are going to have to play in the wild card. The pitch, swing and a miss, 2-1, either against the Reds or the Mets. And the Reds with a 7-2 lead in Milwaukee. If they go on to win, then the Reds lead the Mets by virtue of the tiebreaker going into tomorrow's finale. Now the 2-1 pitch. Down low, 3-1. Yet to be determined in the American League. Will it be the Yankees or Blue Jays that win the East? Tied right now with Toronto owning the tiebreaker. The pitch, swing and a miss, full count. Good changeup. And whoever wins the East, home field advantage for as long as they're in the American League playoffs. Now the set, now the payoff. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on another changeup. That is out number 2. That'll bring up Gabriel Arias. 2 down, 7th inning. Ball game tied up at 2 runs apiece. And again, gave you the scenario before. Cleveland could win the division title and play Boston here in Cleveland next week. The pitch is on the corner, a strike. That would happen if Cleveland won the division title and Detroit beat Boston tomorrow. Boston would then be the number 3 wild card team. Pitch fouled upstairs, and the count 0-2. One thing we do know now, whoever wins the Central Division and then wins that wild card round heads to Seattle. Now the 0-2, inside, 1-2. Seattle will be the number 2 seed in the American League. Now the 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. So this ball game stays deadlocked at 2. 8th is next on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
Sometimes your calling doesn't shout. It hums. Like a lullaby floating through a warm night in San Pedro. Before he could walk, El Niño had already taken his first step toward greatness. For Fernando Tatis Jr., baseball wasn't just in the house because Papa was a pro pelotero. It hung over his cradle like a promise. Desde la cuna, El Niño ya tenía swing.
I remember the first series I had, the first home run I hit was a grand slam against Seattle, which was the team that I had played for the year before. As we know, Cleveland can get a little cold, so I would wear the dark blue long sleeves. And for some reason, this jersey, I always liked my jersey a little longer. The reasons for it, for a little padding, so when I would slide, I wouldn't get all patched up and roughed up.
I want to ask you about food. What is something that you have to eat to be the judge?
Oh, Aaron Judge! Send him to
Monument Park now.
We got some good chefs in New York. They've been cooking up some nice chopped cheeses, and that kind of, it gets you, I don't know if I should tell the kids that. They should be eating chopped cheese before a game.
Before the game, probably steak. That's usually what I go to.
I like a steak, no vegetables.
No vegetables?
No vegetables.
Is it straight protein?
Yeah.
For Joey Cantillo, 5 2/3. He gave up just 2 runs, struck out 8. Now Eric Sabrowski. Fastball, curveball, slider. The left-hander facing Dylan Moore, the number 9 hitter and right fielder. Moore takes high, ball 1. Eric Sabrowski really threw the ball well last night. Struck out all 4 he faced in an inning and a third. That pitch in there. Eric was saying in the clubhouse tonight, he goes, I don't know why, but I am throwing harder now than I've ever thrown in my career. The left-hander back partially turned to the hitter, and the pitch, swing and a miss. 94 miles an hour, and he elevated it. 1-2 the count. Sabrowski, a 1.86 ERA, 33rd appearance, 41 strikeouts in 29 innings. He fires, and the pitch foul to the upper deck. The other number that jumps out at you, Eric Sabrowski has a batting average against him of 137. Cade Smith, the closer, is warming up as we start the 8th inning. 2-2 ball game. Sabrowski, the 1-2 delivery. Check swing. He went around. It looked like no, says first base ump DJ Rayburn on the appeal. So now the count 2-2 on Dylan Moore. Another guy with Seattle that was cut free. And good call by DJ Rayburn. Saw a replay of it. Now the 2-2. Swung on, grounded wide of third by Ramirez. Base hit left field. So it's a 2-2 ball game. And the leadoff man aboard. Top of the order, Michael Hellman, 1 for 3 with a double. You never know about the mindset of a ball club. Cleveland coming out of nowhere here in the month of September. 11 games out of first on September 4th. And then getting into first place 3 weeks later. The pitch bunted foul. It came up and in, and Hellman trying to get out of the way. Bunted the ball foul. Or did it hit him? Oh, we've got an argument now. He is being given first base. That pitch came up and in. It sounded like it hit the bat, but evidently it hit Hellman. Cleveland is going to challenge this call. Boy, it sure sounded like it hit something in addition to Hellman. And so right now, Texas has men at first and second, nobody out. Well, Gunnar Wilhelmy got it right earlier. Hellman was trying to get out of the way of that pitch that came up and in. And if that ball didn't hit the bat and it just hit him, sure looked like it may have hit the knob of the bat, because you don't normally get hit by a pitch and see the ball scoot 10, 12 feet to the right like that one did. So we'll wait and see what New York says. Boy, you talk about a critical call here. But for the entire month of September, Cleveland's been the hunter, trying to get back into this thing, and then had the incredible run in which they went 17-2 to get into first. But now, this final weekend of the season, they're the hunted. And you never know if that has any impact on your mindset? What they did in the month of September was almost impossible to comprehend. Here's the call.
After review, the call in the field stands. It was a hit by pitch. The batter runner will get first.
Well, you'll never convince manager Stephen Vogt that that was the right call, but it comes from New York. See, now Cleveland is in a heap of a mess. Moore at second, Hellman at first. You know Cody Freeman's going to be up there bunting. Cleveland coming way up at the corners on the grass. Right-handed batter. The pitch, he squares, he bunts. First base side, trickling foul. Boy, that was almost a perfect bunt. It stayed on the chalk for a while and then trickled foul about 18 feet from home plate. And if that ball had stayed fair, the bases would be loaded with nobody out. Cody Freeman, the younger brother of Tyler Freeman. I don't know if Cleveland's ever had a player that was more beloved by his teammates than Tyler Freeman. Well, you talk about a guy you want in that clubhouse, and Tyler Freeman proving with the Rockies he's a really good player. And Cody trying to get a sac bunt down here. Cleveland again way in at the corners. 2-2 ball game. First and second. Nobody out, eighth inning. The pitch. And before it's made a turn, but no throw to second by Sobrowski. The left-hander out of Edmonton, Canada. He fires. Freeman doesn't bunt. Kind of a half-swing foul back, and it's an 0-2 count. That was kind of a bizarre half-swing. Now Cody Freeman, like his brother, is pretty good at handling the bat. He'll get a chance to prove that now with an 0-2 count. Obviously, Cleveland drops back at the corners. Would the kid ever take a chance and drop one down with 2 strikes? 2-2 ball game, 8th inning. The set. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Wow. Stephen Vogt is going to his closer, Cade Smith. Well, what Stephen Vogt is saying right now, I am not going to let the 3, 4, and 5 hitters do damage here without getting to my closer. So Eric Sobrowski's night.
Ask yourself now, are you ready?
The show is about to begin. Every pitch, every swing, every moment hits harder. And when these performers step up, the crowd loses its mind. Time to let these maestros of the diamond shine.
Talk to me.
This is called a Crawford dog. Hamburger bun.
Yes.
2 split top Angus beef hot dogs griddled on the skillet, on the plancha. And then we do a bacon onion jam with Crawford Bock beer.
Pick it up like a burger.
Pick it up like a burger and you just go in, man.
Let's go to town. Dude. Oh, best hot dog I've ever had. Best hot dog I've ever had. I love this, man.
This is how I grew up eating hot dogs.
time. 7 wins, 16 saves, 19 holds. Josh Young, the batter, takes the swing, grounds it up the middle. Arias to second one. Rocchio turns. No! Ball dropped at first by Noel on what should have been an inning-ending double play. Oh, my goodness. Ground ball hit to Arias at short. Rocchio's throw was a little low at first. Noel had plenty of time, but he just couldn't dig it out and corral it. And that could be pivotal. Wow. So, the inning's not over. Dylan Moore to third. Young to first on the fielder's choice. 2 down. Adolis Garcia takes up and in, ball 1. You can never assume a double play, so there is no error. Hellman forced out at second, but this inning should have been over. Now the home plate umpire, John Lipka, calls time. Rangers at the corners. 2 down, 8th inning. Ball game tied at 2. Garcia 1 for 3 with a homer. Takes a high heater. Garcia hit a 433-foot bomb, a solo blast to the bleachers in left center back in the 4th. Now the set, now the 2-0 pitch. Up high, 3-0. On deck, Kyle Higashioka. Well, you know he's swinging here. He got his home run on a 3-0 green light. Garcia now 19 homers. The pitch. And he took it, a strike on a fastball. Cade Smith, hands chest high, checks third, comes to the plate, runner at first, goes pitch, swung on a miss. High throw to second by Hedges. They've got a rundown. Rocchio throws to the plate, head first, attempt to slide. Hedges tags out. Moore coming home. How about that? Texas tried to pull off a double steal. Hedges threw high to second. Rocchio made a leaping catch. They had Young in the rundown, and as he ran him back toward first, Rocchio fired a strike to home, and they get Dylan Moore trying to score. Boy, it's not October yet, but it feels like it, doesn't.
Ask yourself now, are you ready?
The show is about to begin. Every pitch, every swing, every moment hits harder. And when these performers step up, the crowd loses its mind. Time to let these maestros of the diamond shine.
South side of Chicago, where are you at? This was the first time I got traded, but I was so excited to wear these pinstripes and be a South side of Chicago boy. This jersey right here is an all-star jersey. You can see on the back the all-stars and the all-star patch there. Being an all-star and being who I was called over there to be was something I was real proud of.
Hamilton at 8:45 Monday morning, WTAM 1100.
Sean Armstrong coming on. He worked a scoreless inning last night. And he comes on here in the 8th in a ball game that is tied up at 2, and C.J. Kafis will bat for John Kenzie Noel and then stay in the game and play first base the rest of the night. Boy, we've had some crazy things in this ball game, haven't we? Austin Hedges trying to steal second, getting thrown out. Texas trying to pull off a double steal with their best power hitter at the plate in a hitter's count, and it didn't work. Sean Armstrong to Kafis, and it's in there, a strike. Bottom line, game tied 2-2. Bottom of the 8th inning. Armstrong, fastball, sinker, cutter, slider, having a good year. The 0-1 to Kafis. The rookie takes outside, 1-1. Sean Armstrong's 71st appearance. 4 wins, 9 saves, 12 holds, 2.34 ERA, 159 batting average against. The pitch. Way outside, ball 2, 2-1. So Texas in the top of the 8th got the first 2 men aboard with nobody out and not able to score. The set, the 2-1 pitch. And a strike, 2-2. Kafis thought that was not in the zone. Dollar Bank, the proud banking partner of the Guardians. 28 locations in Northeast Ohio, ready to provide solutions to help get you there. Now the 2-2. Swung on, ripped foul outside of third. Sellout crowd of 36,000 ready to explode and party into the night. A win and Cleveland's in. Tigers punched their ticket to postseason earlier today at Fenway. Now the 2-2 delivery. Swung on, fouled again, third base seats. One spot is available in postseason in both the American League and the National League. And it's come down to the final day of the season. Now the 2-2. Swung on, fouled it upstairs. We won't know all of the combatants. The National League will not be decided until tomorrow. That final wild card spot could be the same in the American League. Now the 2-2. Swung on, lifted in the air, shallow left. Freeman coming in, and he'll make the catch. Because as far as the American League is concerned, Detroit can still win the division title, and Houston can still get in as a wild card. And that's what baseball wants. Chaos. Day 162. Here's Brian Rocchio, switch hitter, 0 for 2, batting left-handed. The pitch, and it's in there, a strike. Boy, you look back at that 5th inning. Leadoff triple by Gabriel Arias, and Jacob Latz then struck out Noel, Rocchio, and Hedges. The 0-1, way outside, 1-1. Bo Naylor on deck to bat for Austin Hedges. Sean Armstrong, hands set, built high, lets it fly. And it's fouled back, 1-2 the count. Rosie's gone downstairs to get set up with could be potentially a clinching celebration. If there is a clinch, obviously we'll have it all live for you from the clubhouse with Rosie. Now the 1-2 delivery. Outside, 2-2. And Rosie's ready. He was sipping champagne most of the afternoon just to get prepped. He's always prepared. Armstrong is ready. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a foul back. Well, Cleveland's making Armstrong work. Bottom line, though, nobody on, 1 out, 8th inning, 2-2 game. Armstrong, the longtime Indian, lets it rip. Rocchio fouling it out of play. Lower deck, third base side. Still a 2-2 count. Sean Armstrong bounced around 13 years in the minors. And now he's been in the major leagues parts of 11 years. 3 with Cleveland. Now the 2-2. Swung on, socked high in the air to medium deep right. Dylan Moore's under it. 2 down. So now Bo Naylor will pinch hit for Austin Hedges. And then he'll stay in and catch the rest of the game. 2 down, 8th inning. 2-2 ball game. Here comes the pitching coach, Mike Maddox. Boy, the Maddox family. He's the brother of Hall of Famer Greg Maddox, and Mike Maddox was a good pitcher himself, not the caliber of his brother, but he has had a tremendous career as an outstanding pitching coach. Talked about Bo Naylor here on this homestand, how he's been working so hard to implement some changes. Got rid of the high leg kick. It's just couldn't sync it up with the timing, and when you use a high leg kick, that leads to more movement. Sometimes you don't get that foot down on time, then you're late on the fastball, and so he just went to a more simplified setup and approach, and now instead of a leg kick, he just lifts that front foot up on the big toe, then goes back down and feels like he's more on time. The pitch to Bo Naylor. And he pops one on foul, backing out of play. His month of September would indicate that the change has been a good one. But boy, is that hard to make that kind of a change during a season and go out there and play and compete and not think about it. The 0-1. Down at a little low of the knees. 1-1. In September, Bo Naylor batting .276, but has 3 homers, 14 RBIs. 2-2 game, 8th inning, 2 outs, nobody on. The 1-1 pitch. Just missed outside. Ball 2, 2-1. Cleveland hasn't had a base runner since the leadoff triple in the 5th. Naylor takes outside 3-1. Texas pitching since that triple has retired 11 straight Guardians. Folks on their feet, sold out Progressive Field. The 3-1 pitch. Down low, he walked him. So that breaks the string of 11 set down consecutively. Naylor with a pinch hit performance that led to a 2-out walk. Top of the order, and Stephen Kwan, who's been shut down this weekend. 0 for 6 against Texas pitching. They lead Major League Baseball as a team with a 3.45 ERA, and they've done it this weekend again. Armstrong's pitch way outside to Stephen Kwan, and Armstrong has now made 21 pitches this inning. Naylor at first, 2 down. 2-2 game in the 8th. The 1-0 pitch. Backdoored him and missed. Slider stayed on the porch. 2 balls, no strikes. And you know Stephen Kwan, in a hitter's count, he now looks for something middle in to try to jerk out of the yard. Here it comes. Strike called. Borderline, knee-high, outside corner. What a great pitch by Armstrong. 2 balls and a strike. Outfield, deeper than normal for Kwan. Spread out. No breeze whatsoever. The pitch, high, 3-1. Boys, and another great hitter's count. 75 degrees. You hit it tonight, it'll get out of the yard. Naylor, a modest lead at first. The 3-1 delivery. Fouled back, and he tried right there to put Cleveland up. Good slider down and in. And now the count is full, and so Bo Naylor will be running on this pitch. Now the payoff. Swung on, ripped, first base leaping grab, Tellez. Oh, it's been one of those nights. When Cleveland has hit it hard, somebody has made a leaping grab. This time Tellez took away what would have been an RBI hit down into the right field corner. Tried to pull off a double steal and score from third. It backfired, so he leads off the ninth. Game still tied at 2, and Cade Smith misses up ball 1. Now catching Bo Naylor. Now at first, C.J. Kafis. Smith, second inning of work. The pitch, and a touch high. Joey Cantillo went 5 2/3, gave up 2 runs, struck out 8. Hunter Gaddis, an inning and a third of scoreless relief, punched out 3. Eric Sabrowski, 1/3 of a scoreless inning, a strikeout. The pitch waved at, and the count now 2-1. Garcia's got one thought in mind, and boy, he is some kind of big and strong. He's averaged 31 homers a year for 4 years with Texas. The pitch, and he skies one in the air to right, medium deep. Toward the line is Rodriguez. Two-handed grab, 1 down. That'll bring up Kyle Higashioka. Right-handed hitting catcher, 1 for 3 with a single. Cleveland has not beaten Texas this year. The pitch, slider strike. In fact, in the 5 meetings so far this year, Texas has held Cleveland to 8 runs total. The 0-1 swung on a jam chop, bounced weakly on 1 hop to third. Ramirez throws out the Texas catcher. 2 down for Rowdy Tellez. Again, this guy, some way, somehow, always finds a way to beat Cleveland. And it doesn't matter who he's playing for. Now he bats with 2 down. 2-2 tie. Tellez struck out his first time up pinch hitting. Cuts and misses, strike 1. The one thing you can't do with him is miss middle in. He is some kind of big and strong. 6'4", 270. The 0-1. Down low, missed with a split. 1-1. 9th inning, 2 down, nobody on, 2-2 ball game. Cleveland hasn't scored since the 2-run homer in the first by Jonathan Rodriguez. The pitch swung on, grounded foul outside of first. Texas got an RBI double from Josh Young in the first, and Adolis Garcia tied it with a solo homer to left center in the fourth. Pass City crowd back on their feet. They've been in a playoff mode this entire homestand. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. High heat took care of him. Cleveland's got a chance to walk it off and punch their ticket to the postseason. Bottom of the 9th coming.
Ask yourself now, are you ready?
The show is about to begin. Every pitch, every swing, every moment hits harder. And when these performers step up, the crowd loses its mind. Time to let these maestros of the diamond shine.
I'm gonna go check out Food Truck Row. So, what did you guys get today?
Philly cheesesteaks.
Both of you got the same thing. Are they that good?
Oh, yeah.
Got a hot dog and some fries.
Just kind of basic ballpark.
Chicken bacon sandwich.
Uh-huh.
Philly cheesesteak.
Okay.
And some
crinkle cut fries.
Okay, where are you guys from?
We're from Dallas.
Dallas. That's what's fun about baseball. It brings different regions together, not just the ball and glove and bat, but what we're eating.
For the 9th inning, it's a 2-2 ball game, and here's another guy that's been invincible. Robert Garcia, hard-throwing lefty. How about this guy? In his last 16 games, he's given up 1 run. He is 3-0 with a .53 earned run average. Fastball, slider, changeup. Angel Martinez will bat right-handed. That's his better side. He takes the strike from Garcia. Sean Armstrong, a scoreless inning. Jacob Webb, an inning and 2/3 of scoreless relief. And a fine start by Jacob Latz, 2 innings and 5 1/3. Martinez 0 for 3. The pitch, strike 2, painted the outside corner, mid-90s. Jose Ramirez waits on deck. 2-2 ball game. Cleveland's had 7 walk-off wins this year here at the corner of Carnegie in Ontario. Only one of those was a walk-off homer. That was back in April. Now the 0-2. A swing and a chopper, foul third base side. Cleveland trying to win its 13th division title since these divisions came into play. 1995, the first time we had a division winner. Cleveland's won it 12 times, Minnesota 9. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a ground ball wide of third to his left. Young gloves, throws, got him. That'll bring up Jose Ramirez, 1 for 3 with a single. You look at what the Cleveland Guardians have done, whether it's the Guardians or the Indians, since 1995. They've been in postseason 14 different times. A win, they're back in. Ramirez bats right-handed the pitch, and a backdoor breaking ball for strike one. Everybody on their feet. 36,000 at the corner of Carnegie in Ontario. Outfield deep, spread out. 2-2 in the ninth. Garcia to Ramirez. Swing and a foul back. Changeup at 91 miles per hour, and the changeup was away. Boy, that's a great pitch. 0-2 the count on Ramirez. 30 homers, 34 doubles. Now the 0-2. High and wide. He really tried to put a little extra on it. 1-2 the count. Garcia almost looked like he may have tweaked something. Almost like he stumbled or landed funny, but looks like he's okay now. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul tip. That was mano a mano, 96 miles per hour. Well, this is game number 161. And for the 161st game, Cleveland counting on Jose to deliver. He seldom disappoints. The pitch down low, kicks to the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes. What Ramirez has done in this offensively challenged lineup is immeasurable. Garcia from the set. Here it comes. Checked on a pitch outside. He didn't go. Threw him another changeup. And the string is out on Ramirez. Garcia's ready. Payoff pitch. Swing and a foul into the Cleveland third base dugout. Got the slider in on the hands. We'll do it again at 3-2. 2-2 ball game in the ninth. The set. The payoff pitch. A swing and a pop foul. This will reach the seats first base side. Cleveland is 1 run away from accomplishing the impossible. No team in the history of this game has ever been 11 games out in September and played in October. Again, the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a foul back. And pitch number 10 is moments away. Garcia the set. The payoff. Swing and a little dribbler. Third base side foul. He's seen everything. Fastballs, sliders, changeups. Jose Ramirez, every year, whenever that season ends, he gives himself 10 days to rest, recuperate in his home in the DR. Then he's back hitting and back sending video to the Cleveland hitting coaches. 10 days. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a pop-up. Right side of the infield. Solano in shallow right, second baseman grabs it. An 11 pitch at bat One by Robert Garcia. 2 down. Now Jonathan Rodriguez. Can he bookend it? He hit a 2-run home run to right center in the first. His second home run with Cleveland this year. Now he bats in the 9th with 2 outs and nobody on. This guy has had prodigious power in the minors, averaging 28 homers a year. Conference is going to be broken up by home plate umpire John Lipka. Jonathan Rodriguez went back to Columbus. Stephen Vogt said, look, you've got to get shorter to the ball. You've got to shorten your stride. You can't have as long a swing. You're big, you're strong, you're powerful. He's made those adjustments. Now trying to make it capitalize again here. The pitch. Outside, ball 1. Tonight, the 2-run homer to right center, a single to right, and a bounce out. 2 down, nobody on, 9th inning, 2-2 ball game. The set. The 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. Well, the Cardinals sin for any relief pitcher in the 9th or extra innings. Do not get beat by a pull side home run. Garcia keeping the ball away. The pitch. Ball outside, 3-0. Left-handed hitting Kyle Manzardo on deck. Well, you got to believe if this is in a zone of his liking, Jonathan Rodriguez is swinging. Now the 3-0. Swing and a foul upstairs. Changeup. And Rodriguez was aggressive. That's what you love to see. 3 balls and a strike. 2-2 ball game. Bases empty. 2 down in the 9th. Again, the outfield straight away and deep. Robert Garcia, the 3-1 pitch. Checked on a pitch low, ball 4. Boy, he has swung the bat well here tonight. That's a heck of an at-bat there. He didn't chase. Kyle Manzardo will come to the plate. Now we'll get a pinch runner for Jonathan Rodriguez. That'll be Petey Helpin. Then he'll stay in the game and play in the outfield. Helpin can really run. And again, the way Texas cannot throw out runners. Let's see if Petey Helpin is trying to get his first major league steal. Left on left. As the batter is Kyle Manzardo. 2-2 tie in the 9th. 2 down. Not much of a lead. He draws the throw, and it's almost thrown away. Tellez reached down and saved an errant throw from putting Petey Helpin at least at second base. First base coach Sandy Alomar, as good a coach as there is in the game, goes over to say something to Helpin. Now the set and the pitch. Swung on, lifted in the air, shallow left. Freeman coming hard. He drops, base hit. Helpin's being waved home. Now he puts the brakes on. Goes back to third wisely. Rugi Odor waved him home, then put up the stop sign. Freeman tried to make a diving catch, and the ball almost skipped by him again. And he got a glove on it, kept it in front of him, or the game would have been over. So a bloop single to left by Kyle Manzardo. And Helpin now at third. Manzardo at first. Gabriel Arias the batter. And Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, going to the mound. Now Cody Freeman made a heck of an effort. Boy, he had to come in a long way. Just couldn't get there. And if he doesn't, as he goes into a half dive, half slide, deflect that ball and keep it in front of him. If it gets by him, the game is over and Cleveland's in the playoffs. As it is, helping at third, Manzardo at first. 2 down. 9th inning. Ball game tied. 2-2. Gabriel Arias, the batter. 1 for 3 with a triple. My goodness. And Arias is being intentionally walked. With the left-handed hitting C.J. Kafus, another rookie coming up. So first base wasn't open, but second base was. And manager Bruce Bochy elects to walk Gabriel Arias to set up a left-on-left matchup. Now, of course, Garcia's got to throw strikes. The rookie C.J. Kafus, lefty-lefty, encounter the pitch. Outside corner strike. Kafus in just his 43rd Major League game, trying to send this place into a frenzy. Bases loaded, 2 down in the 9th, 2-2 game. The pitch. It hit him! Ball game! Playoffs again! And Cleveland, for the 8th time in the last 13 years, you will have another October to remember. C.J. Kafus drilled by the pitch with the bases loaded, forcing in the winning run. And Cleveland has stunned Texas in the bottom of the 9th inning, 3-2. And the Guardians become the 6th and final American League playoff team. And 2 years in a row, Stephen Vogt and this coaching staff have taken Cleveland to October baseball. And it is done in the most unlikely manner. 2 outs, nobody on. A walk, a bloop single, an intentional walk, and a hit by pitch. Is that Cleveland Guardians baseball in a nutshell? And at this point, there are no beauty points. You get into the playoffs any way you can, and Cleveland gets its 8th walk-off win in the most unlikeliest fashion, a bases-loaded hit by pitch. And the Guardians have joined the Detroit Tigers, both punching their tickets to the postseason here on this Saturday afternoon and now Saturday night. And with the win, Cleveland is still in first place in the American League's Central Division. And that goes into tomorrow's game. Cleveland and Detroit with the same record. Cleveland, though, with a tiebreaker. And the only thing we don't